Hey guys,
Hey,
this is the Magic Our Way podcast.
what's going on with y'all?
And you're listening to the BS Podcast Network. Oh, in your face.
Ooh, clean it up.
Welcome back, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Lukewarm Cinema Podcast. My name is Austin. Today I'm joined with
George and Christian.
We're coming to you guys today from the newly remodeled studio.
God, it's beautiful in here. We put in a lot of work today, guys.
Yeah, we were, we only had so much foam. So we're like, where does it go? And we figured it.
The sound
we
pads,
did what we had to do. 48
pack on Amazon, $45.
Yeah,
Definitely worth it. I'm not even like kidding. We'll see at the end of this episode how much of a difference it'll make. I mean, this was a pretty echo-free room to begin with. I mean, it can be difficult to deal with, but our editor would know more about that. I mean, he'll tell us at the end.
Yeah, I mean, compared to last week's episode, that I had my work cut out for me on last week's episode. Granted,
it was authentic. It was worth it.
It was raw. We were in the moment. It was a great interview. I really enjoyed talking to John. I think we all did. But yeah, we walk into. So basically, if you guys end up going to the Burger 51, we roll up. We talk to the right. We get the right credentials and everything. And then she's like, "Okay, right over here." And we go to the building like directly underneath the screen. And it's just like a fucking like air conditioning unit just blasting full fucking force.
It was the storage container. It had to have been.
It looked like it from the walls.
It was kind of like bunker-esque, honestly.
Yeah.
And they were wearing those military outfits, and like you think, like, oh, it's they're
with
doing
Crocs. John was wearing Crocs.
They're doing like a bit, right? But
you mean Supreme Commander John?
Supreme Leader.
But I don't know. Yeah, like what are his real credentials?
Yeah. He's gonna come get you.
Yeah, well, I'm not too worried about John. If I had to take John in a bout, I'm sure I can handle myself pretty well.
Huge upset. George gets knocked out in 15 seconds.
But little do I know he has ray guns hidden somewhere.
Yeah, he did. Bunker. We asked him about it off camera or off the air,
off the record,
and he asked us to leave now.
Yeah, it was like really Area 51-esque.
We were flashed a badge.
It didn't look like a government badge though,
but it did look really unique, guys. Right? I mean, did you see that green shine in the badge?
It was like a hollow strip almost.
Some could say,
but it was very like it's glossy.
Is that Element 115?
He might have it. That's what might make the burgers so good.
I was thinking it resembles some labs I've seen in some underground spaces.
Maybe we should hit up Mr. Maybe we should ask Mr. Lazar to come on the show and be like, "Yo, can you identify it?"
Oh my god!
We take you there. He kicks the door in, and John's just like, "What the fuck?"
Little do we know, Bob Lazar is tied in with Burger 51 at the root.
He's the secret investor.
Burger 51 is just a way to keep Area 51 funded. Like they're losing funding from the government right now. They're just like, all right, so
they Naruto ran here. And now we're not taking it seriously.
When everybody was saying they were going to raid Area 51, they had to instate like a temporary base.
Yes,
just with all the documents and like the tape recordings. Like if shit goes south, we have to do something.
What if all the documents were in the paint bucket that you sat on,
bro?
Oh yeah, let's talk about that.
Stack of papers.
So much like our studio, and once again, we're not dissing John. We're very grateful, and he's an innovative man.
Yes,
he's very quick on his feet because we roll in. He was sleeping on top of his sodas. He's a real entrepreneur. He's out there grinding, hustling, not like these people you see on Facebook.
Yeah, no, people like, I think that's a great thing to point out. It's like there's so many kids on Instagram and everything that make like this business thing just seem like elegant and like it has like a grace to it. This man was dressed up in a camouflage shirt.
It looked like camouflage pajamas, though. They were like a shirt and like some sweats.
Definitely got that from the Army surplus store.
I don't know. I think he got them from like Amazon.
Yeah, I thought it looked all right. I don't think it looked fake.
I didn't think it looked bad, but it was literally just a t-shirt. Like it wasn't no like BDUs.
Yeah, but like a lot of them wear that type of shit.
The entire
Like,
crew.
but
So, well, hold on.
when they're on base, like they get to just wear a t-shirt.
You're right.
We might have been to a real bunker, guys. Okay, let's.
Ooh, no. So, anyways, he was sleeping on sodas. There was nothing glamorous about it at all. Like, and when we go in there, right, we're like, all right, how are we going to make this happen? How are we going to have like an episode recorded?
Yeah, because first of all, he just goes, "Oh yeah, I have a table," which is much like the table we're using right now, is a fold-out table.
And he had one chair, and
I got the chair.
yes,
It was like a long and like narrow room. It had like some computers in it, and like
I would say it's probably like 5 to 6 feet wide max.
kind of like a surveillance or security room.
yes.
I don't know exactly what it was.
But
Maybe they ran some of the
you
projectors
sat-
back there.
You sat on a paint bucket, correct?
Yeah.
You did have a cushion on top. So Chris was not sitting on a paint bucket itself. I sat on 2 cases of Pepsi with a cushion on top of it as well
And then Supreme Leader John sat on a throne of
Fantas.
Fantas.
Yeah,
Some
raised
orange
up.
We
Fantas.
had because we have mic arms, and he like extended that bitch like way out, and he was like, "All right, and it worked really well because his audio is really good."
It was very symbolic him standing above us because his rank is supreme
Leader,
Didn't you
leader
feel
or
that?
commander. Which one was it?
yes.
It was leader.
He was the supreme leader, and I wasn't going to question his credentials because I don't know if I can get court-martialed. I don't know the law. No,
Especially Burger 51 law.
He was definitely like I felt like I was sitting like in the presence of greatness when he was above us.
Oh, but so anyways, going back to this whole like entrepreneur stuff. This man has 2 restaurants. One of them is the Heart Attack Grill here in Vegas. The other one is Burger 51. He straight up, if you listen to the episode, he says he spends 6 hours a day at each restaurant. So homeboy's working 12-hour days every day. What are you doing? You're sitting there on Facebook going, hashtag the grind never stops.
Hashtag Burger 51 was weak AF. I'm like, you don't even understand the time and effort that the government is putting behind keeping Area
the
51
secret
alive
police
through
is
burger
going to
places.
sweep those people up and
Right?
like, you talk shit about Burger 51,
But
put
that's
it back
just-
over, you take it back to the base.
It's the difference, people. And it's like, it's the difference between us recording a podcast once a week and not, right? If you don't, you're just like everybody else. But if you put that little extra effort forth, right? Like I feel like we're getting better 1% like every time.
Yeah, I also have to like be the police and be like, all right, what are we doing?
You do. I think
it's the noble. He's like the supreme leader around here.
yes, no, we definitely have looked at Austin as like the alpha dog. The alpha dog.
Don't do this to my ego right now. Because
Oh
I'm
my
just going to go to my
goodness.
head. I'm going to come on the show and be like, what's up? This is my show. I'm not going to do that, but
Well, okay. We do put forth good ideas. I think we have a great idea for the episode today.
yes.
So should we jump into
Well, we have some news we were going to talk
into
about
the
first.
news?
Yeah, so a couple of things coming up.
Can I do a breaking news sound for us?
So if
Yes.
Breaking news. Breaking news. Breaking news.
Yeah.
sorry to
Fox
everybody's
is going
ears.
to copyright strike that. That's the same thing.
Yeah, because our videos do go for everybody listening. Our episodes do go up on YouTube as a full video. So thanks, you just copyrighted us. Also, rest in peace to everybody's ears.
we gotta warm them up. We gotta spit on it.
Yeah. We've talked about this.
Prepare for
Move up
entry.
the audience.
All right. Well, let's get right into it. So, for those of you that may be in the Disney circle, you may know that Mulan was originally supposed to come out sometime this year, and then they go, guess what? It's coming to Disney Plus. For how much, Christian?
$30.
On top of your subscription price.
Yeah. So if you have the subscription, no, you don't get it like you get the Mandalorian. It doesn't come with a subscription. No. Then you get to pay the $30 to have. I don't know if it's own or to rent.
It's
Mulan.
as long as you
It
have a
better be to
subscription.
own.
So you pay $30 once. As long as you have a Disney Plus subscription, you can watch it whenever.
No, it's
That's yeah.
like, gosh, man, it's prices like that make it worth the hour and a half to find it free somewhere online in like Chinese with
Yeah.
subtitles. Like, seriously.
I mean,
That's
I-
really the line.
Yep. But now there's new articles coming out, and I'll read the headline for this one. Disney Plus will offer early access to Mulan on its iOS app through Apple's in-app purchases. So
So timed exclusive for Apple users.
Yeah. So in the article, it states, as first noted by Lightshed Partners analyst Rich Greenfield on Twitter, the Disney Plus website was silently updated to include Apple, Google, and Roku as partners for Mulan's premiere on September 4th. Disney emphasizes that users must have an active Disney Plus subscription to order Mulan's premiere access. So they just snuck that in there real quick, like, hey.
Yeah, dude. Well, Mulan's such an iconic Disney movie. It's definitely my girlfriend's favorite Disney movie. You know that.
Oh, and we clarified, right? We're talking about the live action.
Yes,
Yeah,
this
right.
is live action.
Yeah, I can watch the
Okay,
old
I don't know
one.
if it was sad because I don't pay attention. Supreme Leader, my boys.
The new Mulan movie, everybody. Sorry. Excuse me.
Yeah, it's live action.
Brenda Song's the Mulan, right? Oh,
What was
I don't know if
Wendy
that's
Wu?
true. She was Wendy Wu, Homecoming Warrior.
That was a good
She
movie.
was London Tipton.
London
But let's bring her
Wait,
back
wait,
for
actually,
Mulan live
I don't
action.
She's
remember.
Macaulay Culkin's girlfriend from Home Alone.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't know that. I was talking to Vanessa about Macaulay Culkin. She goes, "Oh, him and Brenda Song are a thing," and I'm like, "What? No?" And I looked it up, and sure enough, I think after since 2014, 2015.
She's super smart too. I just read about that.
Oh yeah,
She was like if I'm not mistaken, she's a Harvard graduate.
that I don't know. She might have went after Sweet Life of Zack and
Yeah,
Cody.
Get
she
the
did.
big brain on Brenda.
No, but anyways, like I was saying, Mulan, it was one of those Disney movies I didn't watch till I was in high school because my childhood,
I'm
for
the same
all
way.
of our audiences to understand a little bit about me, I was robbed of a lot of Disney movies as a kid because my dad only watched sports. So if it wasn't a sports movie or a comedy movie, I probably wasn't watching it. But I watched Mulan in high school, and talk about just a great old-fashioned Disney story.
You got Eddie Murphy in it too.
He was Mushu, right?
Mushu.
Mushu.
I
The
love
little
those
dragon.
I love those great side roles in Disney with like a great voice actor.
Yeah.
Mushu is Eddie Murphy.
Chris Pratt as Barley and Out and Onward. I mean, that's a newer one, but sorry,
And-
not to interrupt.
Danny DeVito as Phil and Hercules.
Yes.
Wow.
Can you believe that
awesome role.
people were like trying? I hate this on Facebook. People are like, "Oh my god, we should totally recast. Like this is a live action movie, and we should use these people because they kind of look like them." I'm like, yeah, but they don't act like that role at all.
I'm sure it's a lot. Like everyone thinks it's as easy as that.
Yeah, but like actors are good, but like they're good at certain things. Anyways, somebody like casted Hercules and didn't put Danny DeVito as Phil, and I was like, you're wrong just for that alone. Like I'm already not going to take you seriously if you're going to say let's do live action, but not with Phil being Danny DeVito.
Yeah,
Like how are you going to do that?
Nope.
It's like once you play the character perfectly, nobody else can play it, you know? So it's like in the new Spider-Man, they made the guy who played J. Jonah Jameson, J.K. Simmons. He was the guy who ran the newspaper company, the evil old guy.
Squirrels?
Yeah, Squirrels. Have you seen Spider-Man 2? And the fans of the new Spider-Man series, the one with Tom Holland, were like, oh, he's the perfect role. They got to cast the same guy. And they got him to play the same role. And now his new show looks kind of like InfoWars from Alex Jones.
Yeah.
And he's bald now. He's like, I've identified the Spider-Man. He's Peter Parker. And he shows his face, like exposing him at the end of the movie. Very nice.
Infowars.com. Anyways,
Same deal. Yeah, sidetrack.
To have a piece of news for everyone to share.
yes.
As of lately, right? I always go on Twitter, try to see, all right, let's see what's popping in the world. And I see this story pop up about the movie Cuties on Netflix. So I'm going to just read off Cuties description. This is the movie description that Netflix put on. This TV was made in France, so everyone knows, and it's a mature movie. So keep all that in mind. Here's the description. Cuties. 11-year-old Amy starts to rebel against her conservative family traditions when she becomes fascinated with a free-spirited dance crew. So I think that is their newer one. They had also had this other description. I just now saw that they had the new one. Here was the original one. Amy, 11 years old, becomes fascinated with a twerking dance crew. Hoping to join them, she starts to explore her femininity, defying her family's values. So
And it's from France?
yes. So this was made in France, and Netflix was just about to release it, and then everybody who believes that you can't show girls in that light, 11-year-old girls, they signed this petition. It ended up being like 50,000 people signed a petition saying like, change the description of the movie or flat out don't show the movie, but at least, do something different other than saying a twerking dance crew. Because I mean, it is 11-year-old girls. So I ask you guys the question here right now. How is this movie and a dance crew, 11-year-olds dressing provocatively, any different than the show Dance Moms on Bravo TV?
It isn't.
You know what? I've already formulated part of my opinion about this, and you said something very important. Okay,
Go ahead.
okay, and this goes back. I thought about the pageants that they do, like the little girl pageants. Before that, and this was like even like conservative places did it, right?
Toddlers and Tiaras.
There you go.
On
If you want to
TLC.
track it with a reality show, it's like it's always a thing with them. Like it seems like weird and like you're playing on the sexuality of the kids. Like let's be honest, to a degree, you are.
Yes.
Have you seen South Park with the episode where they made fun of it?
Uh-huh.
Where
Many moons ago.
Michael Jackson comes back as Ike and they have to arrest the judges.
There's also a It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia episode about pageants.
I also have
Wait till you get to that episode.
I have personal experience with but I'll let Christian finish first with dances
Yes.
like that.
Oh, I was just saying I've been watching Where It's Always Sunny.
Okay.
Okay.
Totally nuts.
So you can make that connection in your head, right? Because it's like there is shows
Yeah.
already that do this.
It's already been done.
Yes.
Already
So
existed.
It's
So-
still going on too.
Yes.
when I read that off, Austin, like, what were your initial thoughts?
That's the society we live in. Like, personally, I feel like an 11-year-old, like, I don't necessarily agree with it, but if you go on TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, what are you seeing?
Same thing. Dude.
Same
Well,
thing.
I think that
my-
shit's weird too, but it's still going on.
Yeah, my algorithm obviously isn't set up to see
Yeah,
all
mine
that shit.
isn't seeing
but,
that
like,
either, but it's out there.
And they promote it.
Oh yeah.
So I'll jump in real quick. When you were younger, a movie like this would be amazing. Am I right? If you're like a 10, 11-year-old
I
kid.
remember-
Yeah, if
being
you're
like-
the same age.
Yes, no, and I'm saying that. And I'm like, you're not allowing kids to like this movie's as real as it gets. I'm sorry, but that happens nowadays. Girls dress provocatively, way more provocatively than when we were in school.
Oh yeah.
Like it's the style, the culture's changed, and I think people find it tough to accept that because so I read a tweet also that the director put out and her statement saying that it was never the intention to sexualize 11-year-olds, but to go through the actual story that many of these girls are going through right now with like, how do I fit in? How do I stay cool, but at the same time have boundaries and still have family values? And us as guys, I feel like we struggle to see that. But for a girl, okay, my friends start dressing, showing their midriff. So now I should start showing my midriff. Or like they're starting to wear short shorts. So then I wear short shorts. And then, like you said, TikTok dances and
They
all
wear
that.
Heelys, so I wear Heelys.
The cool kids wore Heelys. But like, it's crazy.
So it's like social competition has brought us here, let's say.
So this is the thing I regretted not looking up beforehand, and I'm gonna do a quick little Google before the show ends. But the movie is rated mature, which
good boys.
yeah, but like I mean, is it gonna be as sexual as that? Because if it is, then I think you got to watch yourself.
I think Good Boys wasn't like in your face sexual. It was like sexual innuendos and sexual jokes and sexual like inferences.
And I don't think anybody's worried about sexualizing boys.
No, which should be as
maybe
equally.
you think like that's wrong, but I'm just saying that's how people mostly.
Yeah, which should be taken as equally as like, not to get weird or anything, but do you guys remember when Stranger Things came out and the main guy, Finn Wolfhard, the main actor, girls were like 18, 19 years old saying like, please sleep with me. And this dude was like 12.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's like, no, that's disgust. That's just as disgusting as
Don't like
This-
that.
But so
No, but everyone looks at that boy and daps. Hey, that's my
Nice.
boy. Hey, knuckle tap me from across the table, buddy. That's how we do it.
yeah. But when I was growing up, I took guitar lessons for 10 years of my life. The guy who taught me guitar lessons, his wife taught dancing, so they opened up a dance and music school. This is where I took my lessons for the majority of my time. My sister did dancing, and it was the same way. Like, they dressed provocatively, and at the time I was like, I felt the same. I felt like this is like wrong. I understand like you have an image to upkeep because you get scores and stuff like that, but I was still like, really?
Yeah. So that is what's popping with the Netflix movie called Cuties. I kind of want to watch it just to
see like, all right, how bad is this
Just
now?
to get
Yeah.
on the watch list.
Yeah. I think they definitely, it was a plus that they changed twerking. They changed it to just a dance crew.
Well, what I think is interesting is it's made in France.
Mhm.
They might be using that as a buzzword to be like, oh yeah, that's an American culture thing or a Western culture thing. Let's throw that in there and we can get it.
Right?
We
right.
can, like, people will be like, oh yeah, twerking. I love twerking. Let's watch a movie about twerking, because let's be real, Eastern countries think we're stupid, and they're probably right. But
Yeah. I think it's the world though. It's kind of crazy.
They all think we're dumb.
But see, no, I feel like there's like a weird unity with like the younger crowd that's like, we know what's right. We're so much better than everything else. And like, we're going to all unite around these certain things. Cause I feel like
younger like us
Yeah.
or younger than us?
younger than us,
Okay.
because it's like those kids are growing up with social media from the ages of like 6 and 7, you know?
Well, no, they're growing up
some-
with,
We were
some
on the
of them
tail
are-
end of it.
Yeah,
Yes.
we were
I had we had dial up. Let's just say that.
Yeah.
We know what VCRs
beep,
are.
boop, beep, boop, beep.
Yes.
I remember like knowing where the hangout was because everybody's bikes were there. Or like, a cool story, my house, I still live with my parents at the moment. Our house has the power box in front of it. So my house was the kick it spot because everybody hung out at the power box.
The power box was base.
Everybody
Hide
could
and go
lean
seek.
on the freaking box, and so we just all hung out there.
and hit their heads with a fire hydrant, like in your neighborhood.
I don't know where I was for that. Some hilarious shit pops off, and I don't know if I was with Andre.
I think you were. I think it was like your whole family.
I was
and then
definitely out of the
Connor,
house.
and this kid Connor. Let's not name
So-
people.
Austin, tell him the story because I wasn't there.
Yeah, no.
Well, I
You
wasn't
said
there
somebody
either.
got hit in the head with a fire
I
hydrant?
didn't. Christian's mom. So this kid,
We'll call him Kid 1.
Kid-
Carl.
Carl is his name. He went to middle school with us. So I'll tell you after the show who it was.
Got you.
His friend was Christian's older sister's boyfriend.
Okay.
So that's how he's into this whole thing. So they're hanging out at Christian's house. Christian's probably in his room playing Black Ops because that's where we all were.
Yeah.
And like Carl hits Christian's sister's boyfriend in the head with a fucking fire extinguisher that he stole from our high school.
Oh my God.
He like showed up, took it off like the thing, and then brought it to their house.
Like in a fit of rage? Like
No, just
mad?
because he was like, oh, I'm bored.
Like
Wow.
some dumb
The
kid shit.
dumb
Like,
shit that
oh,
you
this
do
is a
as
good
kids.
idea.
Oh
and
my
then
God.
and then Christian's mom was like, get the fuck out of here. I don't want that. What are you doing?
Jesus Christ.
Oh, and then Carl convinced, we'll call kid number 2, I don't even remember his real name.
Gollum.
Gollum. So Gollum is Christian's older sister's boyfriend. Carl convinced Gollum to lay down, and so he could jump over his head with the bike, and he hit him.
No way. Like he was like gonna hop over his head?
Yeah, and I think he like didn't get high enough in the back tire, just fucking
Oh my
clipped him.
God.
Or in the words of a fucking Jake the Snake, paintbrush the fuck out of him.
God, what is wrong with you guys? What is wrong with Gollum and Carl?
When I tell you the name of Carl after we're done recording, you'll be like, oh,
Makes sense.
Yeah, it'll be the big picture.
Big picture.
big picture. All right, well, I got some news too before we move on to our segment. This is pretty exciting. I'll just go ahead and read the article. Borat 2, yes, Borat 2 is seemingly being filmed in Los Angeles as recent footage of the character has surfaced on YouTube. Borat, or is officially titled Borat, Cultural Learnings of America for Make Benefit Glorious Nation of Kazakhstan, was released in 2006 as a comedy. It found an audience that still quotes the movie today, which we do.
We are part of that
We are that.
audience.
We are.
We gotta find a Borat convention. There's gotta be one somewhere in the
how
world.
old were we
That's
then?
gay. I wouldn't want to be caught in none of those pictures.
How
Everybody be wearing the damn V or some shit.
The fucking yellow.
I was 9 years old when this
bathing
came
suit?
out.
When you said 2006, I'm kind of.
I have this my uncle, him and I play Xbox a lot. His profile picture is still Borat in that thing, like very
Oh my
nice.
God.
He's had that since the 360. He just never changed it. He thinks it's the funniest shit ever. I agree, but
It gets better like a fine wine, you know?
you look at it,
with
you're like,
the ages.
"Ah." All right. Anyways, so the film has continued to draw criticism for its depiction of someone from Kazakhstan, especially as it's portrayed by Sacha Baron Cohen, who is not Kazakh.
What is Sacha
How
Baron Cohen?
recently have people
He
been
is
mad
he's
about
English.
that?
He's British.
He's British. Okay.
They were mad from like the get go.
Big man.
Like the dude who I know I talked about this in the first episode of the show, but like the dude who sold him the Hummer was like trying to sue them because he's like, oh, hey, that wasn't how I really am. Damn it, Bobby.
Yeah, but hey, I think that's the beauty of that movie. That's comedy at its purest form. You know, you can't.
Let the actors act.
Yeah, you can't get any more real than.
Yeah, and
Real
so
world.
it continues on by saying Cohen, who plays the character, is seemingly bringing the character back for new audiences as seen in the footage here. You can check out what appears to be Cohen as a character below. So I'm looking at this photo, and it's outside of like a McDonald's, obviously in America, and he's driving like the pickup truck from like Toy Story, like the pizza delivery, but without the camper shell, and he's like suit, mustache, everything, just driving. Here, I'll see if I can show you guys.
Oh,
my gosh!
is
No,
is there more than that, or is that it?
I think there's a video. We can try to see if we can watch the video. Here's another picture. Oh, there's a camera crew in front of him with a van.
Oh yes.
What if they did like live reaction shit with the character?
He just shows up and people were like, yo, dude, Borat.
Get him
Because
caught in
some
one of
people
his
would.
schemes.
Yes. No, he's an all-time jokester and scheme man.
Oh, yeah. And he does it because he knows it's funny.
100%.
He also does it because he's like making fun of like, look, you really think this is serious? Like when he went to that like rally a few months ago and dressed up and started singing like really racist songs.
I just recently saw Sacha Baron Cohen as Ali G on a TikTok, and
As Ali G. Who's Ali G?
Ali G is a character he played. We got to watch that movie too, guys.
Which movie is that?
It's just one where he plays like this pimp, but he's talking to a guy like in a Navy submarine, and he's like, yeah, no, it's just guys down here, and we go out for a couple of months, and then Sacha Baron Cohen was like, so like a gay cruise. And the guy did not know how to react.
I liked Bruno when he went to that like military like training facility and they're making him do push-ups. Like, what is your name? And he goes, DG. And they're like, DG's like, and they're like, DG. And he goes, Dolce and Gabbana, duh. Or DC or something like that. But yeah, and
It's
like,
my baby OJ.
oh yeah, I decided to give him a traditional black name, African name, OJ. And then he's fucking driving with him on a moped, like no seatbelt, and just holding him. All right.
Yeah, people got to realize it's not necessarily. They're not trying to say something. They're just being dumb.
Yeah, he's just doing stupid stuff for the sake of doing stupid stuff.
What are they saying about Kazakhstani people? Nothing. It's just like, don't mess with the Zohan.
I mean, the only thing he said about Kazakhstani people was his neighbor who had an iPod Mini, which was for girls.
I think that yeah, no.
The-
There's so
luckily
many
the
quotes.
key.
Yeah.
There's that movie. I feel like in middle school, the movies we quoted the most was that and The Longest Yard.
Yes. We were deprived of, like, that's the thing that I'm glad that we have today is that we just have such a variety of ways to find comedy films.
What's funny is because like parents now are worried about like, oh, video games are melting my kids' brains, but that was us. Like we suffered from the brain melting. Kids today aren't even like we were totally overlooked. They were like, oh, my kid's stupid. All right, well, that's a dud.
Yeah, we're lucky we were independent because killing all those people in the hospital and
GTA 4.
GTA 4,
Oh,
it was so real. I look at videos of it now and I'm like, wow, I could have shot up my school over this. Like,
no, like
and I was independent.
it's seriously GTA. My God. What a game.
What a game. All right, well, we should probably move
No
on to our...
details. Sorry.
No detail.
Oh yeah.
No details, sorry.
Forgot NDAs. Okay.
All right.
Sign the dotted line.
Well, I'm the only one who did, but so let's go ahead and George, go ahead and introduce us to our segment for today.
Okay. So we were coming up with ideas for this podcast, and I said, hey, why not just see if we can find a story about our life that we'd want to turn into a movie. And we talk about the actors we want to act in it. We talk about who we'd want to direct it. And just like talk a little bit about a moment in time in our life that we'd want as a movie. So I guess I'll just go ahead and start us off.
Please do.
So what I would make as a movie is a compilation-esque comedy of all the horrible things that have happened to me when I go on vacations to California. I will be played. I'll start off with the actor so you can get a mental picture as I go through the story. I am being played as James Franco, like a James Franco in 127 hours, though. So
he's got to be kind of dirty,
little dirty, little scruffy, not like pristine Franco. My girlfriend who will be accompanying me on all these trips will be Margot Robbie for obvious reasons.
Harley Quinn.
She was like super. Cameron was stoked this morning when I was like, "Yeah, no, I'm gonna make you Margot Robbie," and
she
she's
was
like,
in
"Really?
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood."
Yes, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Good job.
My favorite. But see, I want as an actress, I want her to have the kind of voice that she had in Wolf of Wall Street. So like a little New Yorker, like George. She would say like George,
which is not accurate, but who cares?
But yeah, no. Jesus, Margot Robbie, New York accent. Sign me up all day. I'm James Franco.
Yeah,
so
I like it. It's creative.
Now that you have those two actors in your head, let me start off by saying that every time that I've gone to California, this is real life. Every time I've gone to California, there has been something that's happened to us that has absolutely derailed our plans on a trip.
One of us got kidnapped.
Not that yet, but I mean, hey, we can find a way to tie that in.
Craigslist ad is still
I like
up.
how you've been to Thailand and Mexico, but still your worst experiences are to California.
Oh, it's the worst. Okay, so let me continue. We are going to start off with us being like 18 years old. This is our very first trip that we get to go on, like away from our parents. So like alone, like they're letting us take a little car trip, right? So you stoked. Me, Mark, like I'm me and James
Robbie. Yeah.
Margot Robbie.
No, George
We're having
and
a
Margot
great time.
Robbie.
Having a great time,
We'll
right?
know.
We so we get everything packed. So, your very first road trip, you obviously forget like everything because like there's so many little subtle things that you forget to pack or you overthought. So
Your
when
parents
we're going,
haven't planned it, so
yeah,
gotta
right.
figure that shit out.
So you got to figure it out on your own. So we start driving, right? And we're stoners. So our very first stop in California, we're so excited to stop at a California dispensary. We go into this California dispensary and it's like a montage of just like weed, right? You guys have never been to a California dispensary. I'm going to describe it for you. Imagine going into like a garage decked out and like really low lighting, but with jars of weed that like big cookie jars.
So I'm imagining like the collector from like Guardians of the Galaxy, just super dim, but there's just like mason jars everywhere of shit.
Yes. Wow, bam. Great way to visualize it. So Snoop D.O. Dub, I'm contemplating having him play a trans woman as the marijuana dealer. I'm contemplating it. We'll see how Snoop
Dude, I think
it.
he could pull it off. I like the sound of that.
Because he's really thin, he's got that thin frame.
Yeah,
Let's see if his manager signs the contract first.
So, we get some weed, right? And then we leave this dispensary and it's a scene, where we're driving and we're smoking a joint, right? Me and Margot Robbie were smoking a joint, getting baked. And you can like see us go back and forth, passing the joint like a Cheech and Chong scene. And then on the side of the window, you see the road turn into like a desert road. Like we start going like down a bumpy road, right? So I look down at my phone and I'm like, all right, like we're still on pay. Like Google Maps is taking us this way. So like we're going to keep going. And it's like a bumpy road. And then, we keep smoking and we start getting really high. And then we start going into sand. And then we get stuck in sand because we freaking were following Google Maps and it was taking us the complete opposite direction, but we're so baked that we did not know where we were going. True story.
Oh my gosh.
Get stuck in the sand. Bam. Next scene. Got to call a tow truck because you're stuck in the sand. who's our tow man? Carlos Mencia. Carlos Mencia.
That's awesome.
He says,
Is he gonna steal somebody's lines from another
Ooh.
movie?
he's like gonna hit himself over his head, and he's like, "Can't believe you did this, Gonsan." Boom, pulls us out, and since we didn't have enough money to pay him, because he said it was gonna be like $600 to pull us out of the sand, I tell Margot I'm gonna roll the window down, and this part didn't happen, but I wish it did happen because this shit was stupid.
So
expensive.
did you really pay the $600?
Yeah, it was 500 something. Rough, right? So, but in the movie, the way I wanted to have happen is he pulls us out all the way onto the road. And then when he's going out of his car, I have Margot jump in the window and we just hightail it on out of there. And we just leave Carlos Mencia in his tow truck in the dust. Because it was a Beamer at the time. So we're driving a Beamer. So we make it down to California, right? The next scene is us at the beach, and we're having a nice little romantic dinner at the sunset. And, you know, we go have a nice night at Santa Monica Pier. We're having a great time. Montage of us riding roller coasters and shit. We go back to our car to go back to the hotel for the night. Don't have our keys. So it's like the second big blunder. There's 3 big blunders. That's the second one.
3 acts.
So we're looking around the beach all night. I mean, like walking miles and miles trying to find our keys. Can't find our keys. So that's the second big blunder fuck up thing. Then the third one, I am still debating on if I should really make it up with a kidnapping idea that Austin had earlier, because that actually makes a lot of sense. But yeah, do you guys see like where this movie's headed?
Yeah, it's totally like a
Absolutely.
James Franco, like Seth Rogen type film.
So that's the next people I wanted to list it off was the directors. So
Okay.
as a director, I want this to have like a comedic feel to it. And like, you know, you have to have somebody who's had the experience of having like these multiple problems in a comedy film. So my main director I have chosen as you guys want to drum roll it?
That sounds terrible.
I know.
Okay.
Ooh, a chance to make
Adam
it harder to edit. Oh, here we go.
Sandler, the Sandman.
Fuck you.
I want him to
God damn, I gotta change mine
direct
now.
my movie. But I also want this to be produced by Matt Parker and Trey Stone.
Ooh, I like
Okay.
that. That's a fierce
Okay,
mix.
that sounds good.
So just so you guys can get the visualization, we eventually will make it back home from our vacation, but you have one more bad thing happen to us. And I'm going to say it's a kidnapping, right? We finally find our keys at the police station like 2 days later, right? So we'd been stressing trying to find them.
Did you really lose your keys?
Yes.
How long did it take you to find them?
Never found them.
So how did you get home?
My mom flew to Los Angeles with the spare key, drove to us, and we drove home.
Did she beat your ass?
No, Gail's a sweetheart. She handled it like a champ. You guys got to understand, my mom literally is not a human being. She's an angel sent from above. Because anybody else's mom would have said, you fucking figure it out. You're going to Greyhound it there, back. Who cares? Gail finds a flight, flies to Los Angeles with the spare key, and we drove home after that. But how horrible is that?
That's pretty bad.
Oh, here's the third thing. It kind of slipped my mind. That's why I was contemplating your kidnapping thing. But we're going to say the second thing, and we'll save the keys for last. The second biggest gaffe is I've been wanting to go to the Comedy Store because I've been listening to so much Joe Rogan that I'm like, I'm going to go to the Comedy Store. Who's on the lineup tonight? Joe Rogan. We got Dane Cook. We got a couple of other.
Got Joey Diaz, Big Daddy.
I wish.
Big Daddy J.
But Dane Cook and Joe Rogan in one comedy set at
Did
the
you
Comedy
really see
Store.
this?
So
What? Okay, was
So
this?
this is-
Was the lineup real?
yes, the lineup was
okay.
real.
That's pretty fucking cool.
Lineup was real. So we're 45 minutes to an hour away in Los Angeles traffic to get to the Comedy Store. We're driving up on the highway. We're stoked. You know, we're going to see our boys. We finally get it down. We go to dinner. We then proceed to walk over to the Comedy Store and get in line because we thought the show started at 11. It was the late night show. As we're walking up, like we're like 5 people away. We'd been waiting in line for like 10 minutes because there's a long line outside the Comedy Store.
Yeah, it's a Comedy Store.
So we walk up and I'm like, all right, time to pull up tickets. I look at my phone and that show that I bought tickets for was the 7:00 show.
Oh no.
So the Comedy Store was a no-go. So yeah, that whole movie would just be surrounded about how California, my very first vacation, just freaking sucked.
I feel like the plot should be like you really want to go see Joe Rogan, Dane Cook.
Yes.
And then you just have all these fucking problems on the way there. And then you get there and it's just another kick in the fucking balls because it's like, oh yeah, guess what? You missed it.
Yes. And then preceding that, we'll go to the beach just to like,
Give a
enjoy the
little
night.
rising action.
And then lose the keys. And then Margot Robbie contemplates dumping me. You were the one that fucking lost the keys. And James Franco. Why you do this? That was a horrible James Franco. But
He'd get those forehead wrinkles. He'd look real serious.
why you do this? I contemplated doing a Patrick Swayze.
Just resurrect him for one more movie.
Yeah, as the person who plays me.
He just roadhouses fucking Margot Robbie.
So I actually, now the only thing I'm going to change from my movie setup was that I want Seth Rogen to be a trans woman, and I want Snoop Dogg to be a paraplegic. All right.
And are they like a duo?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's their weed shop.
I like this. Here's what I think of. You said Adam Sandler's directing this.
Yes.
In all his movies, notice how we were talking before. There's always like those side characters that don't have many lines, but everybody remembers them. They're just so
Holy
funny.
shit.
Those are the two that
What if
Carlos
they
Mencia
appear-
and these guys.
What if they appear at some point else? Like they have to reappear in the movie
they're
at some
in
point.
line for the
The
comedy store.
Yes. Or they fucking know Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan calls him in through like the back entrance.
You look over and you're like, oh shit, that's Rory. He's like, hey, come here. And
Yes.
you start walking. He goes, no, not you. And then they go,
And Seth's like,
Move.
ew. Get out of the way.
yo, dog.
What if
Or like they say they can get us in, right? We're like, oh my gosh, guys, we bought the wrong tickets. If you know Joe, like you can get us in. And then like we go up and then Joe Rogan just like kicks us out. He's like, no, dude, we're at capacity. You got to get the fuck out.
He's like, I don't know y'all.
Yeah. Who the
get
fuck
the
are
fuck
you?
out? We got a show to do. Get out of my studio.
Get out of my studio.
And then I definitely want to, what the hell are those called? Cameo, a young Jamie cameo. I want young Jamie to like,
But it's Tom Holland.
hey, young Jamie, can you Google these guys real quick? And then,
That's a no-go. You guys haven't done DMT yet.
so that's my movie, guys. What do you guys think? What do you guys think?
I thought of a good idea.
Keep adding on. Let's hear
All
it.
right, so like the premise of the movie is kind of like your guys' California trips, they're like cursed.
Yes.
So what if, like the night before the trip, you're visited by like a ghost in your dream or something? Like whether it's like, it could be like, depending on how you want to be, like it could be Cameron, it could be your parents, it could be like a
Me.
judgmental figure, like saying like, oh, something bad's gonna happen, like giving you the prediction,
Yes.
and then you meet all the characters as bad shit happens, and then since it's a road trip, these are like multi-night situations. Like every night you sleep and you're tossing and turning and it pans in on your face and you get another like message like the ghosts of like Christmas, past, present, and future type shit.
The ghost of Blunt's past.
As you meet okay, so like let's say you meet the Carlos Mencia guy who has the tow truck. Then the next night he'll be the guy giving you the next message.
Bro.
You know what I mean? And-
Okay. And,
And
like,
then Snoop Dogg and Seth Rogen, the paraplegic and the transgender, they'll be the next one. And like
That's good.
reading his
This
like
is good.
premonition
this
through
is
the
good.
movie.
What's the name of this movie?
Okay. So
'Cause I don't have one for mine yet, but I figured we could spitball that one.
I can't believe I thought that much about the movie
With no name.
with no name at all. Damn. Okay.
I can't think of a name for mine.
Plum Express instead of Pineapple Express.
Too derivative.
What's like a freaking
Guys.
Cali?
California Dreaming.
and then we'll name it like the name of a food. So like every night they were like really upset, we go to Roberto's, we get a California burrito. We'll just call it California burrito.
I like it. When can
That'd
we
be
see it?
nice because it's like kind of an intimate story at the same time.
When
yeah,
can we
like
see it?
Give it an intimate name.
So I'd have to get the script written and then send it out and then work
I'll
with
edit it.
Zavi's people. And then
I'll edit it.
we're looking at maybe 2028. I think we can see this at the big screen.
We can rent our own theater for $100.
I kind of want to start writing this as a script. When I was like saying the story, I was like, this actually could be something
we
not
got
too
an
bad.
identity here. I'll say that. Like we got some interesting shit.
Yes,
That
because
movie.
it's just crazy, guys. Like every time we've gone to California, it's something. So then another just true story that happened was we almost lost our forgot where we parked after a Clippers game. We're like,
What was your first problem? You went to a Clippers game.
it was a great game. Clippers won on a buzzer beater. I was stoked.
Oh my God. Who were they playing?
Great question. Don't remember.
They got demolished. Forget about it.
No, they won.
They
on a
won
buzzer
on
beater.
a buzzer beater, which means
So-
the last second.
Okay. We had that happen. Then we've also had we went to a grad night that my cousin gave me tickets to. Grad nights are like the ones you go to for your school when you're a senior.
Were they like way bigger than like ours? Because like I remember Cheyenne's grad night. Well, I didn't go
They
to
went
grad.
to Universal. So like
I
the
didn't
tickets,
go to grad night, but they went to like Six Flags. And I was like, I'm not gonna go to Six Flags.
Yes. So like I didn't get to go either because I got that could be a good film too.
You got grounded.
I know I got freaking almost expelled from Northwest. I have the craziest discipline record that Northwest has ever seen, and it's just one incident. And it's we brought alcohol on our school trip, and we had gone away with it. I not only had brought alcohol, but I had brought a little pot too. Kind of crazy. I was stupid. I bought the alcohol up there though. We're drinking for like 3 days straight because we were on a trip in high school.
What was the trip for?
So you go up there and it's a skills competition. So we were media broadcasting. So we're the news team.
George just sit there, fucking a bottle in his hand. He's like, "Ah, fuck you."
So the coolest thing about this thing is you're up there for 5 days and you only compete one of the day.
So 4 of the days you're just chilling.
4 of the days you're big chilling around the city of Reno doing pretty much whatever you wanted. Like I said, I got alcohol. We smoked some pot. I get away with it literally all week. And then we're driving on the bus ride home and I'm drinking. I had Jack Daniel's honey and I put it in an A&W bottle. And I was drinking on the way back home because we got 3rd place, guys. In the entire state, we got 3rd place. I was stoked.
So you got
We
second
were
loser.
celebrating. Yes. But compared to the year before, we got nothing. I was very excited.
Yeah, ranking is big.
Yeah, it's always big.
So we we're going down. I have an A&W bottle. I get fucking plastered because I drink an entire A&W bottle's worth of Jack Daniels on a 9-hour bus ride. I was pretty wasted. You probably could have smelled it on my breath. I was very stupid about it. But then I left the bottle. I was so drunk I left the bottle on the bus.
oh,
And tell me why, buddy.
tell me why.
Tell me why it was a teacher from another school picked up that bottle, sniffed the bottle, sniffed it. They walk out of the bus, say, whose bottle's this? And, at that point in time, right? If I'm only going to get in trouble for the bottle of A&W found, I'll definitely take that as opposed to the bottle of Ciroc
But
I
you
bought,
didn't know she
the
sniffed
bottle
it.
of whiskey. No, they knew.
No. You didn't know that she sniffed it.
No, I didn't, but I
That's
did.
what I'm saying. So you were like,
But at the same time, I'm like, okay, if they're pinpointing out this bottle, like I could have. So like, here's the thing I didn't want to have happen at that point in time. I was very smart about it. I was like, I'm going to leave my fate in the hands of people that I know probably don't have my back, which was like all the other people on the trip. Like, cause only like three of us out of 15 of us were like really going hard in the paint.
everybody else is like, we go to Northwest.
Everyone else was like,
I'm going to Stanford next year.
We're trying to win a competition here. And so like I get in trouble for that because I'm like, it's my bottle. And then brings up to grad night. I got freaking suspended from grad night. I could not go to prom, ruined Cameron's prom. ruined grad night.
no.
Almost wasn't able to walk at graduation and got suspended for a week of school.
That's it, dude. At Cheyenne, they'd have been like, "You donezo."
I think the thing is, I had a clean record to that point. Only other thing I did was break a girl's forearm in high school, freshman year.
But why?
She should only have 2 of them.
We were playing ultimate frisbee, and she was one of those girls that didn't participate, and I'm athletic as AF, so I took it serious.
Yeah, football player.
She was probably 85, 90 pounds at the time.
Oh,
I
good
ran
Lord.
into this girl at probably full speed, and she fell to the ground and broke her wrist.
Did you have to pay for it?
All better.
No, I did not have to pay for it. I just had to write an incident report because, like, I just felt like shit, you know? I helped her up. Like, I wasn't like a
He
dick
grabbed
about
the
it.
broken one, just yanked it. Oh
Yeah.
shit, my bad.
But anyways, that is my story, guys. Feel free to add in the show notes or comment on this show what I should do next with this. What points am I missing?
Very nice, very nice. Christian,
Who
you want
wants to
to
go
go next?
Yeah, I think I can go next.
I'm still fleshing mine out while you guys are telling yours. So
You know, we were talking. You got me thinking about mine. Like, it's a hard thing to come up with, guys. I'll tell you.
It
But
is.
I got some interesting stuff cooking up now. At this point, I mean, while we're talking
Perfect.
about it, it'll add on.
Perfect.
he's like,
We'll
I'm
help-
gonna
we'll help
improv
feed
this.
into it. Yes.
Okay, first I'll tell you what I know,
All right.
and then from there we'll see
go.
what else happens.
We'll go.
So it would be the genre. It would be like a coming of age story, but it would be like a comedy coming of age story, and kind of also a feel good movie. Very much like Superbad, honestly.
Okay.
It kind of it's a comedy. It's really funny. It's relatable, and then it's also has like some feel good moments to it, like some tender drama and shit like that, and the music. It's like it has like a. I don't know if you guys have ever watched the movie Chef.
I have not.
No,
It's like it's the only movie I'd call a feel good movie, because like the drama's kind of light, but like, you know, there's like the music and the scenery, and it makes you feel good.
Okay.
Good movie though. Would highly recommend.
I will.
So
We'll watch.
you know, but Superbad's kind of both. So it'd be kind of like that movie. I don't know the name of the director, but the guy that directed Superbad, he could direct this,
Perfect.
because it's
I'll find it
basically
for
the
you.
perfect type of movie. And you know, I've stated before, Superbad, great film. That'd be the genre, right? And so it'll be a coming of age story. So it'd probably be set like sometime in high school for me. So you know, it's like, you know, it's like, oh, it's time to find ourselves, like that type of moment. And
Mhm.
like high school is when like I figured out like who my friends were and shit in like a bunch of different ways. And like I also like found out who I was and shit. So, and that's always good that's why it's a coming of age movie.
I think you have the perfect director for that. He was the director for Keeping Up with the Joneses, the new show on Netflix, Dave, about the rapper Lil Dicky, which
that's
is
a good show.
comical.
That's a good show.
It's a good show. We're also looking at The Day Trip and Adventureland.
What's his name?
Okay.
His
there?
name is Greg. I can't believe I forgot.
I love
Greg
Adventureland.
Motola.
Well, there you go. There's your director.
Motola.
He sounds like he could do it. Adventureland is just in a very close vein with Superbad to me, and the era they were from and type of movies they are. So keep that type of stuff in mind.
Got you.
Honestly, it would not be a 1-for-1 retelling. It'd be dramatized
Mhm.
for comedy, but it would also have like legitimate like feel good and tender moments.
Got
So
it.
like just like Superbad, it's like, oh, ha 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 ha. Then like it's like, okay, this is what the characters are about. Here's their arc. You know, the police are like trying to be this father figure to McLovin, and Seth and his another buddy. You know, it's Michael Cera and Seth and
What's his name?
yeah, the
Michael-
Jufro back then. We just talked about him.
Jonah Hill.
Yeah,
Jonah Hill.
Yeah, Jonah Hill.
Yeah. Jonah Hill, just like their character. You know, it's like about them like also finding themselves. And that's what it'd be about. And it would be about high school. I don't know who all the characters would be, because it's hard to make like a summation of that, but like my cousin would be character, Austin would be character. And that chapter of my life, I didn't really like know shit about, because I was in high school. I left that side
Oh
of
yeah,
town.
no, we were in we went to different high schools.
Yeah, all three of us.
But well, yeah, here's something important. I
Maybe
just remembered.
dramatized in one of your comedy skits though,
Okay, well,
as
Here's-
James Franco.
here's the thing. Well, here's the thing. It just like in Superbad, you know when like he has the dick story and they flash back
Mhm.
just to get some history with them, like and they used to go to school together and stuff. It would definitely be like that. Austin always tells you I have these stupid stories of shit that happened.
It's
just
very
'cause
true.
I was trying to be funny and shit and did weird things. And it would definitely be like take some stupid story I did and then turn it into a skit, kind of like overblow and funnier than it originally was.
That is, and so you like would have multiple skits.
I think we're onto something. I think we need to like make like a movie of just skits of like stories from
the
our life.
dumb things that we did.
The absolute dumb shit we did.
What we
And there'd
do
have to be middle school ones, like when I
Yeah.
heard in you guys' mouth.
oh my god.
And
Well, that was me and Noah.
yes,
That was me and our buddy
Yes.
Noah.
There's so many stories.
You can do that and then like have it in the sense that, you know, if it's a coming of age tale, if you wanted to do like a grown up version, you could do it like we do DMT or something, and you just blast off into the realm of flashbacks.
Oh, that could be cool because I don't know where it should end.
That's the
I'm like-
toughest part that I found. Obviously, it ends like
Because like your life's still going. You can't say like you could take creative liberty and say, this is what the end of my life's going to look like in this story.
Well,
but
I mean, there's plenty of movies where it just stops. It just pans out from the scene that they're ending on, and that's it.
yeah.
But I feel in this case, you'd want to have something as like maybe it's a reunion, like you reunite like your friend group through these crazy
like
stories.
right now.
Like, yeah, it can literally be that as like an ending.
I like it because like it's about high school shit and like, you know, some people I still talk to from Swainston. Then I had like these new people that I had to know. And then I like made a bunch of good friends and, you know, I was in theater and became great friends with my theater teacher and like, teachers would definitely be characters in this movie.
Yes.
My kindergarten teacher, Mr. Ganther, he'd be a character.
Oh, rest in peace, Mr. Ganther.
Yeah.
Was he old?
No, it's. I'm not gonna say it on the.
We
it's
shouldn't
really
talk
sad.
about it.
Well,
Honestly,
I'll
it's
tell you
kinda-
after. Just rest in peace. That's all I'm
Oh,
gonna
yeah.
say.
Okay.
He's not
gotcha.
around. He's dead. So anyways, but like, there are certain teachers, like we all go to school. So there's certain teachers that like really taught us something. One or two of them, like we were saying, we had a lot of good English teachers, but Mr. Ganther would be one because like he was a fun teacher, but like he wouldn't like, he would cut the shit with you. Like if he had to tell you something.
I heard like one time he picked up a kid, like picked him up and yelled at him.
Oh, that's okay. Oh, I thought you were saying something else.
So little backstory. So at the elementary school Christian I went to, there were two kindergarten teachers. He had Mr. Ganther, I had Miss Sessoms. So there's two teachers. Were
Okay.
you AM or PM? AM or PM?
I don't remember. Don't ask
morning
me.
or afternoon. I was morning. I was always morning. I remember though, like when I was like signing up for school for the first time, and I was like, okay, my mom was with me, and she's like, "Do you want the boy teacher or the girl teacher?" And I was like, and my mom was like, I don't know, are any of the teachers super mean? And she was, I heard the lady at the office who was still there, I think, goes, I think the male teacher, I think I've heard some stories that he's not the nicest guy. But then I heard the complete opposite growing up, that he was super nice. But I heard like if he yelled, like everybody like shut the fuck up.
Teaching kindergarten is a special profession. You guys got to go back into a kindergarten class right now and be like, whoa.
I heard you have to have like more of a degree to teach.
You're teaching the most basic of basic things, but it's like literally just, hyped up kids all day. Like that. Mr. Gunther probably wanted to.
Mr.
Blow
Ganther.
brain.
Yeah, Mr. Gunther. Mr. Ganther.
Don't even say that because, well,
Oh, Jesus Christ. No. Oh, no. I'm sorry.
he was
RIP.
saying like teaching kindergarten, some of those guys just want to blow their brains out.
Okay.
So look, okay. Anyways,
Moving on from kindergarten.
Look, Mr. Ganther, he was a funny guy. He would like cut the shit with you. And I remember like here a funny memory was we were learning the difference between the F sound and the TH sound in words, like which goes where.
Fuck.
And I thought like I got them mixed up, and I started saying finger instead of finger.
Okay.
And guess who turned me around? Mr. Ganther did.
It's like a long montage of like he's just sitting there just working with him, like they both are like have their sleeves rolled up.
So, I don't know. I feel like certain like little bits shaped my character, and those would always have to be like the important shit would have to be flashbacked on.
Yes.
and as well as like this, like the dumbest stories, like the stupid stuff we're talking about, like
Like where he drew his teeth with pencil in second grade.
yeah, like that could be a whole bit. It'd be way funnier. There'd be some other circumstance and
Because
definitely dramatized.
it'll definitely be you have to have really good kid actors. The writing's got to be on point, but I think with your director, I think that you'll hit
Yeah.
those good comedic points.
Yeah. Let's think about what's next. Okay. We're gonna flash back. That's big important. And as for the ending, I feel like because a big part of that was being in theater, like probably somewhere near the end of the movie, there'd be like a big show or something.
Okay.
And there'd be something I have to overcome. Like I said, there would definitely be dramatization.
Mm-hmm.
And so like there could be a conflict that didn't even really exist. Because I like drumming it up for the comedy and the drama, you know?
And then it could end up being just like Austin said, if you don't have a true ending, you can always just like
Leave off from that moment in time.
or like a dream, what if it's close the curtain or like
that would be like the climax. Okay, and then I'm like, where do we cut off the shit? Because like right now I'm not doing anything. You know?
We're all doing a lot of nothing right now.
So I think, we started this podcast. And I like the thing like, oh, we reunited and did DMT. That would be like that'd be a great send-off scene.
well, like because like you can have a scene at the beginning
And
of
it's
like
dramatized. I like it.
Austin TikToking us and stuff, and like you can start off with that, and then like we're like, all right, we're gonna do it today, guys, and then bam, send you off. You come back, and then like the end of the movie is us like you coming out of your DMT trip.
To add it to Christian's humor, he takes it and it's the sound effect from Happy Gilmore when he hits the ball. That's his takeoff.
Flying 1,000 miles away.
And he's just
I'd get the stare, like staring 1,000 miles.
you get the Vietnam stare.
I'm like
So I think, no, that's
drooling,
good.
singing Fortunate Son.
Way to black. Oh, that red, white, and blue.
But you were going to say.
No, I said that. No, it was perfect. I think we have the sustenance now. Flashbacks will make a major point because you say comedic flashbacks, but you also are going to have those major life point flashbacks.
Mm-hmm.
Couple of conflict flashbacks. Got it.
The flashbacks are going to be.
So can we
jokes?
name a couple of actors that we might want to see portrayed in this movie?
Oh yeah. I'm going to do something kind of special that I just thought of recently. But just to clarify, first, let me tell you about the flashbacks.
Yes.
There's going to be good moments, but it's going to be just like a movie like Superbad or Adventureland, where it's comedy, and you get that, it thins down and you get to that little moment. So a lot of these flashbacks, it's not going to be like, the main part of them is going to be the joke, but then there's going to be the coming of age funny thing that's hidden in it.
Yes.
Like, we were all dumb kids and yeah, exactly. Draw the little... draw that kind of parallel. But anyways, they're going to be mostly jokey, but there's going to be a point hidden in them. And what's the thing you said you're going to talk about? Oh, actors. Okay, so I don't know who would play me. I do like Jonah Hill, only because he could be timid, but also like stupid.
If we were going to do Resurrections, Chris Farley.
Okay,
oh
see, I thought of Chris Farley.
Yeah,
but then I'm like, he's, I don't know what the rules are.
We specialize in resurrecting dead celebrities, just so everybody is aware.
Chris Farley, I mean, like, look, if you're a funny fat guy, Chris Farley's your guy. Okay, he's like that's why I like Ralphie May, the comedian.
Rest in peace, Ralphie May.
Hilarious.
Rest in peace to him too.
His Cuban coffee joke was my favorite of all time.
Any joke is funny.
So definitely Seth Rogen could do it if we have bringbacks. Chris Farley is just as good of an answer.
I like Chris Farley.
I want to say one or the other only because
I'm saying right now Chris Farley over Jonah Hill.
I'd give a lot of this is high budget, okay? So my casting people, my like Disney level casting people, they do a lot of the work.
Yes.
They resurrected Chris Farley for you.
The secret technology
that they used on Walt Disney
Don't mess with the mouse.
If we learned anything from John, Supreme Leader John from Burger 51, don't mess with the mouse.
All right. So actors. Yeah. Chris Farley, that'd be a good one for me. Or Jonah Hill. I almost say no to Jonah Hill because I don't want to say, oh, let's make a movie like Superbad and put Jonah Hill in it.
if actors and then title after.
And then title?
Yeah, title of your movie.
Well, I'll explain what I know.
I feel like your title should be InfoWars.
Name it something like a brand like a Sunset or retractable awning. Or like something obscure like
What is the name of
doesn't
those
mean anything.
of those like compilation CDs of like R&B music from like the 90s that we would see at 3 a.m. on Cartoon Network?
Oh my god!
Don't ask me, bro.
But you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, I know. I don't know the name of them.
Yeah, I
though.
don't remember, but like you could find out the name of one of those and just name it that.
Marvin Gaye's greatest hits.
yeah, like something that doesn't make sense. But Vito,
They like, wow, I
don't
really
give me
like
that
Marvin
idea.
Gaye. I'm gonna come to this movie, and it's like, what's up, fuckers? Well, this isn't Marvin Gaye.
So, all right, actors. Okay, now there's gonna be something very interesting that's gonna play a narrative role in this movie. But I'll get to the generic stuff first. I think my actual family, right? My actual family would be played by like actors that like kind of resemble them, but my family would be very generic. And this isn't like fuck my family because you're gonna see why. I have a very interesting thing going on. Right? They'd be like generic. It'd just be whatever actors look like my family. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I thought it'd be funny if Stone Cold played my dad because
Yeah.
he's bald and we used to watch wrestling when we were a kid,
Oh, perfect.
and we went to like WrestleMania one year and it was fucking crazy. It's cool.
Yeah, he
We
kind I
were
could
into
see
that
it.
shit.
No, going to a WWE event's the coolest goddamn event you could ever go to. If people like don't clown people that go to that because
Oh, they're
the crowd is hyped as hell.
I mean, so my only association with WWE is through my work, but like it's like knowing that like if you suspend belief, like it's so cool. Like if you suspend like reality, you're like,
Suspension of disbelief.
yeah, like if you're just like, all right, I'm just gonna watch it just for some entertainment value. Like this shit's fucking crazy.
Yeah, it's like you think wrestling's real, then you find out it's fake, but then you realize the art of what they're doing theatrically is also still cool. So then you're like, you got to accept it. Like my dad always knew wrestling was acting, but he never told me that. But he loves it, and now I'm like, I'm back on the left. I'm like, oh, it was actually intellectual the whole time.
They put together 3-hour movies once a week. Like it's nuts when you think about it.
Isn't it
Yeah.
like the longest running show or something?
Yeah, it's Raw is the longest running episodic television because they're technically like it's like a Dragon Ball Z. It's like they're each episode. It's the longest running episodic television show in history.
Nuts.
I had to know that for work.
Stone Cold would be my father. He'd have to come in at some point because, like, you know, your father always says something to you that it was important. It's just like the teacher, like, so everybody in your life says something important to you at one point, they got to be there. But my family, though, whoever played them, they'd be generic, like a very generic family. Like, you know, your cookie cutter. They, you know, they're like your nice parents. So they'd be super cookie cutter. Now, random characters in the movie that I'd meet would be played by my family.
Got you.
And my actual family, the generic ones at home, they want to teach me shit. But my parents playing the other, my family playing the other characters in random places. It's like, you know, in Superbad when like there's the cops or there's like the lady at the liquor store.
It's like a parently figure.
Yeah, it's like, because like the way I feel intellectually is we don't just learn because we're told things. We watch other people and like we get something from, so like you watch the way a guy pumps gas and you learn something. Like I don't know, like you get all your tendencies from just watching other people. So then it's kind of like big brain because the people that guided me in real life, you know, you kind of separate the parental figure by making them some other random character. Like, oh, this guy's a police officer. He's a janitor in a store you go into or something.
Yes.
And I'd have some interaction where they've taught me something, right? Even a very small, you know.
Don't eat
Yeah.
yellow snow. What do you know, old man? Just keep
And
walking.
so, obviously, like I said, this is big brain, but I'll be covered in the coming of age comedy, right?
Yes.
It's all hilarious. And what else from there? Give me a question so I could roll
How
through
are
it.
you? Oh,
Well.
a question about the movie. All right.
Well, thank you.
So is it going to be like a bunch of like skits that just like kind of lead like a Joe Dirt kind of thing, or is it going to
Oh,
be
yeah,
like
yeah.
a George's film where it just
Okay.
like leading into?
I haven't answered that yet. Okay, so it's gonna have like an arc there's gonna be some sort of like the climax. I said it's gonna be whatever the theater thing is. There's gonna be some sort of conflict there. The characters that play my friends, I think I couldn't name actors for all my friends because there's a bunch of random. It's partially like school shit where like there's all these people you go to school with, and it's partially like more genuine acquaintances and friends. So in a way, they would be genuine somewhat, but they'd also kind of be like a caricature, like, oh, she's like a regular emo chick or something. This is like a kind of a jock guy. This is like a nerdy theater
when you
guy.
have a movie with that many people, like I think I was able to name characters for mine because it's such an intimate movie. It's literally just me and Cameron. For you, you have a lot of different people you'd have to list off. But I get you.
And then so because it's kind of played up for comedy and for like maybe the story of the drama, which I don't know what the exact conflict would be, but something like, oh, I gotta do this by the time the show comes on, race against time or some shit like that. Whether it's like, oh, get my confidence, but there's also like a subplot of some crazy thing I have to do. I'd be a hero in this movie. Okay. Because I think in our own stories, we always want to view us as heroes. So I'd frame a way to where like I do everything right and end up, but I'm celebrated by the end, but it's still coming of age where you see a struggle and then like I overcome it at the same time. So it wouldn't just be bullshit. It wouldn't be substanceless.
No, I get you. That's fun.
So, and it's coming of age movie. There'd definitely be like a love story. Everybody, I like this one girl in high school. Okay, and it'd be dramatized to fuck. It wouldn't be the real thing at all.
Christian just said hi to her once. She's like, "Oh, hey," and that was it. But in the movie, it's like, "I profess my love to you," and she was like, "Get bent."
I think it's like it ended up like nothing happening. So I'd still like I wouldn't lie and say like I got her for the drama. I'd still be like no, because it still has to be real and shit.
Yes.
But whatever the conflict is, like some dramatic argument or something, and as the climax happens, there's like the love arc, goes one way or the other.
Christian, it turns into an anime. He parkours from one side of the school to the other to catch her before class starts.
I got a little clever one. You like are stalking her low key, and then you look and see what her like she throws in the trash can. It's like a nutty candy bar. Turns out she just picked it up like from the ground like a while ago because she doesn't like litters. She's really just allergic to peanuts. So you give her a peanutty candy bar.
Oh no!
Happy pet.
I kill her.
Oh my god!
I kill her. Oh my god! No, that's great. Because I don't know how it happened, but it would have to be like because like coming of age and like the Superbad style story is about being like kind of dumb and down on your luck. So like it'd be funny that I just make some fatal mistake trying to like, oh, I'm trying to give myself to people and be advance as a person, and then I make some crazy mistake like that. And she's in the hospital, but looking at me angrily. And it's like, that's it. We're not even friends anymore.
Boop, boop,
I don't like you. You fucked up big time. Exactly. Like
that's the ending of the movie right there. No, and then like Christian comes through. He's like, just in the middle of the DMT trip.
The Happy Gilmore brings us back.
So, and then an actor, my theater director would definitely be like a significant character, like out of like most of the people, because he's one of those like people that like taught me something, and I'm like, oh shit, like big brain. So I think I'd want him to be played by the guy who plays Charlie in It's Always Sunny.
Yeah,
because they have some of the same physical tendencies, and it's like weird.
I think his name is Charlie Day.
His real name is Charlie. Yeah, he uses the real name,
Charlie Day,
which always interests me.
He's the crackhead one, right? The one with the meme where he's like drawing all the conspiracies together.
Yes, but his character's like learning disabled.
Pepe Sylvia. He gets more learning disabled as the seasons go on.
So like it's crazy. It's almost like you feel bad for him.
On my graduation cap, I put like when I graduated college, I put memes from all the shows I liked, and the one I chose from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia is it's like Charlie saying, or like the gang saying, "Charlie, you can't read," and then Max said, "He'll adapt," and then like the next one is like, "He'll adapt to reading." It's just
it's sad because they show you him like write things down, and it's like symbols and pictures.
Yes.
And like they all and
his dream book is just like the weirdest looking thing in the world.
I'm gonna have to watch this show again.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Highly recommend.
Anyhow, when you see an actor and like it's not like 100% physical, but like something about like their posture and like some of their physical tendencies. It reminds you of somebody you know.
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, damn, that's weird. Like he doesn't even look all the way like him, but the way he's, he says something or, for some reason, like I watch him and like the way he moves around when he's trying to be funny, he does it the same way. So then, and he also kind of has the same scruffy beard. So he played my theater director.
Is
I
he
love it.
secretly Charlie Day?
It's kind of crazy that you've said so many It's Always Sunny things that actually are in the show. Like there's an episode where he makes a play. I don't know if you've seen The Nightman.
The
Cometh.
Nightman. We just watched The Nightman Cometh.
Yes. Wow.
The Nightman.
Little boy, tiny boy, lover boy, I need you.
That's I remember watching that, and that song is like perfectly embedded into my head. And I only saw that episode once.
It's so good.
It's crazy that Charlie's like a savant. Like he can play the piano.
Yes,
But he
right.
can't read.
It's like, damn, like it's like tragic. He's learning disabled and he's around all these morons and nobody can help him.
Is that the real plot?
What?
That he is learning disabled?
You watch the show.
He
They don't say it, but he can't read and it's like almost sad.
And it
There's-
gets worse?
Yeah, well,
He huffs glue.
Oh yeah, they huff glue, they sniff gasoline, they huff gasoline, all the nine. No, I'm telling you, they don't like say it, but they say
You
it.
can see it.
The gang makes fun of him. They call him like, "You're retarded." Or no, they said D was dating a retarded person, but I think they ended up calling Charlie a retard too. They used the R word.
But then you got
The hard R.
Rumham over there.
Yeah, they're all-
Rumham.
It's kind of crazy. It's like they all
It's just a big
attract
dysfunction.
each other.
All right,
They-
Christian, what's the title of this movie?
Yeah, see, that's the thing though. Like I said, here's my excuse. Like I said with the actors, how production would like do most of the fucking work.
Yeah.
Dude, you know how much people get paid for doing like the titles for Disney?
How much?
Hundreds of thousands of dollars. Right? Just for coming up with a title. So like you have something like Toy Story of all things.
Well, that was Pixar, so that was a little different.
I know, but
No,
he
but
he
that's
names
crazy.
for multiple movies. I'm talking about the guy that named Toy Story and a bunch of other. The studio could say like, "Oh, what's the obvious title for us?" Or they can get the guy that's a professional. That's like, this is the title that's going to connect with the audiences, and this is exactly what you got to call it.
So I'm
There's a
saying
science to it.
retractable awning.
See, they planted that dumb idea in my head of just naming it something that has no bearing on anything. Maybe
That's a possibility.
because I
You don't want to
find
rule it out.
nobody finds this shit funny, but I find it funny only because like it doesn't make sense.
Well, that's what would make it funny about the film is like, oh, this doesn't make sense. Let's name it this.
It's like, what did you call the movie Big Red? I don't like the soda. I don't know why I called it that either. That's what I'd say in an
No.
interview.
We're going to call it Mr. Pibb because of your love for Mr. Pibb. So for those who don't know, we were talking about the movie theaters the other day in our podcast chat, and Christian was basically talking about how he would like trade a live animal for the Mr. Pibb.
God.
Yeah, they make that. Go to the theater, get Mr. Pibb. You'll know what
Crispy.
I'm talking about.
Crispy Mr. Pibb.
That sip, that
See,
perfect
okay.
smoothness versus Christmas.
So you're saying you're going to just take out all the busy work and just let the executives handle this for you?
Unless I could think of something funnier.
I still think like Sunset or Retractable Awning is pretty great.
I
like to call it something obscure like that.
I think that's a good taking off point. Or you could do DMT and then
George, stop
Just-
trying to get us to do drugs.
we'll do mushrooms together one
George
day.
is the guy that Dare warned you about.
Yeah. And actually the crazy thing was I gave $2 to these chicks the other day
For
standing
Dare?
outside Ace Hardware for Dare.
They look at me and I feel like they know not to talk to me.
Really?
Yeah. I've seen them 4 times and they never say anything to me.
I had to ask them when I went up to them, like, are you guys doing anything any different? Because it didn't work for me.
I feel like most of us it didn't work.
It works when you're younger. It makes you like, wow.
And you're like,
really
drugs are bad. But I mean, I don't smoke weed, but I wish people were handing me weed as often as Dare said they would be.
Yeah, you'd be surprised. And then now with it all being legal, I'm very surprised you haven't indulged. At least once. You go in, get a little pre-roll. We'll do it. We'll do it one night.
It was.
You guys, I'm glad the audience is able to.
It creeped up on me though, so it was like it's legal now. So to like, I know there's no complication in trying.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
a little more regulated.
Alright,
So I'll go
Yes.
ahead and start with my
Super regulated. Like, you're not going to
So
get stuff that's
the-
going to kill you.
The time frame is Isn't that the fun when
of
I
it,
did
though?
wrestling in high school.
That's the
So
fun
I'm
of
doing,
doing
dice, baby.
like,
Other
I'll
drugs.
bounce
The
stuff off
chamber.
of to make sure I'm
When
straight.
she starts seeing
Wrestling.
like
First, I'm
what
going to start with the directors.
Molly looks like, and
There's
you're
two.
like, this
This is gonna be
is
a
what
really weird
crack looks
movie,
like.
and it's gonna
This
be
is
funny.
Not like you're like.
Uh,
I thought Molly.
It's going to be a
would,
comedy. It's going to be like a
powdery,
comedy
look
feel
nice.
good
I might
action
try.
movie.
I
don't know if I'm going to be like
I
Joe
like
Rogan
those.
and get like
Those are
barred.
usually
So
the best
my
ones.
directors are Christopher
Yeah,
Nolan
no, you got to Okay. In moderation.
and then
In
Adam
moderation.
Sandler.
I'm yeah. Did you add Christopher Nolan before or after I said Adam Sandler?
No, I had this before we left my house.
Listed out. Okay.
So me is going to be Matthew. It's going to be two-parter. Me's going to be Matthew Gray Gubler, which is the guy who plays Reed in Criminal Minds. The only reason why is because he's from here, and then I've been told I sound like him, and I kind of look like that in high school. Really skinny. You were there.
Yeah.
Really skinny. I had muscle on me then, but
No, but you were still in the 130 club.
Max was 130. Yeah, I was wrestling like 120s freshman year.
Mhm.
Anyways, and then for the wrestling scenes, it's going to be Tito Ortiz.
Oh my god!
So it's going to be two people. Matthew's
I like
gonna
it.
be Matthew when I'm like walking around talking to people like for the rest of it, and then Tito
Yes.
Ortiz. But I just
Like
I think
right before the match, like they do like a close up of you like slapping your legs, like how wrestlers do.
Yeah.
But then you slap them, and then as it zooms up, you just turn into Tito Ortiz.
well, I just feel like with like no editing or anything, it's just 1 second I'm Matthew, 1 second I'm Tito Ortiz, just for the sheer
Just
comedic.
shaking hands before the match.
So the coaches, Coach Tank is going to be Terry Crews.
Yes.
And then Coach Abrams, Mr. T.
Oh my god! What a wrestling coach duo! That is awesome.
And then
No, they match really well. Mr. T and our wrestling coach, Coach Abrams, hand in hand. Terry Crew matches Coach Tank because they're just really loud, buff, aggressive
and flex
African
their
American
pecs.
people. Yes.
Anyways, you're going to be in this movie.
Yes.
You would be in the movie, but it's just this because George's like, oh, a scene in time. If it was going to be like a life movie, obviously I'd have to cast Christian.
yeah.
You're going to be Al Pacino, but him as Scarface.
Fuck yes.
So you're going to be talking to me like with like a really thick Cuban accent all the time.
I'm
But
gonna
we're in,
fucking wrestle these fucking cockroaches.
but we're like in urban Nevada, so like we're nowhere near Cuba. The score is going to be done by Hans Zimmer.
Okay.
It's gonna be like the action scenes are gonna be really cinematic, over the top Christopher Nolan, Hans Zimmer duo as they normally are,
Yes.
and then everything else is just gonna be stupid fucking comedy for no reason. So it's gonna be super like contrasting.
Are you
I
gonna
love it.
do like the comedy points of like what happens at wrestling tournaments and stuff?
The tournaments, because that's my plot is like
Yes.
the tournaments and how I progressed to junior year when I finally won first at a tournament.
yeah.
The practices are gonna be like all like Adam Sandler, like grown-ups.
Got you.
So
Okay.
Some of the scenes would be like fucking this kid who like, I'm not gonna name names, but this kid who like wouldn't fucking do the sprawls properly, so we all had to do them again. He got stood up at the front.
So yeah, like would those be like comedy points?
Yeah.
Because Terry Crew would go up there and just like
Slap the shit out of him.
I
and
would
just-
love Terry Crew to just degrade a high schooler. Yeah, like slap him and just
But
be
that's
like,
because that's
you
how-
want these, and just start shaking his titties in front of the kid's face.
but that's like really how practice was. So
Yeah.
we're gonna call him Michael. Coach would be like, all right, Michael don't want to do sprawls. Guess what, Michael? You come into the front and we got 50 more. And everyone's like, God damn it, Michael. So the matches are gonna be super cinematic, like Interstellar, Dark Knight, just really well done. And then the comedy aspects are gonna be like just shot on like one camera.
Jesus Christ.
I like it because like the
yeah.
idea of inflating a story, I think,
But I feel
makes
like
it funny.
in my head, that's how it was. Wrestling matches, I was
Exactly.
like, oh my God, dun, 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 dun. And then practices were just like, George and I were just talking shit to each other across the room. And then George and I weren't wrestling partners because he was like 50 pounds heavier than me,
Yeah, no, it wouldn't have matched up. You got to wrestle people you weight.
or at least just slightly higher, like me and Coach Hatch.
You Coach Hatcher is still we weighed way more than me. But I think it would be really important to do like a weight cutting esque scene, like really comedy, like you can
Throw up, just vomit. Ugh.
we find like this new substance that makes us like excrete all the bodily fluids that we have in us so we can make weight.
And how they sell it to you is like you sweat, but I just had like massive diarrhea.
It says like this is the way it's supposed to make you feel, and then you just have like in the fine print at the bottom, like these are the side effects, and all the side effects happen to you.
But none of the results. I'm like still like 15 pounds over. But and then it would be like my first tournament, losing. Second tournament, winning some, and then third tournament. You know, even though I would kind of take it out of context, but just for the maybe like a Rocky movie.
Got you.
Rocky movie, but really shittily shot. And then it would be like my first tournament where I won like first place, and then like one of the like moments would be like getting my first pin.
Yes,
because that's like
that's gotta be like second. You said like the second tournament, right?
Yeah.
Get your first pin in the second tournament.
Because first tournament I won matches, but I never pinned anybody. I always won on points. The second match felt bad. These two exchange students from China came here, and they wanted to wrestle, and I bodied them so bad. And it was back to back. They were both from Clark. And the first kid I pinned, and the second kid I beat by like 10 points. He's like, "You're really good."
And then you just like, we can have what the hell is his name? The guy for The Hangover. Chow.
Oh, Doctor whatever.
Yeah, Doctor. Oh, what the hell's his name?
Don't ask me. I always forget his name.
Tito
Chow.
Ortiz
I was
just
just
double
calling
legs him.
Chow. Yeah.
Tito Ortiz just double legs him.
Ken Jeong.
And John. Title of the movie. I'd probably do it like grab that leg or something.
You can name it like a wrestling move,
Or I could name it like short and sweet. Coach Tank would call Fridays.
he would call him. But see, I feel you got to name it a wrestling move because that wrestling move could be your final.
My winning move.
Like the pile driver, and then you just fucking tombstone pile driver, kid.
Which is illegal, but it's okay.
He goes through the freaking ground, through the
basketball court,
hardwood.
because we would put mats over the basketball court and wrestle that way. But yeah.
What if the coach would say you're out there, you're wrestling, it's getting heated, it's getting to the climax, and your coach from the sideline says, "Remember, short and sweet." Like he's like, it's like Rocky, and he's the.
But that's the thing. There was like the coach that told it. I guess that's kind of a flaw because the coach that would tell us short and sweet wasn't there for my final tournament.
But if it's Terry Crews, he's got to be there. I would make
It's
Terry
your
Crews-
version. You know,
I know it's your version.
1-on-1.
In my opinion,
But,
you have Mr. T and Terry Crews right there just cheering you on.
Yeah, because I guess because at some tournaments we would have both of them.
Yeah.
Okay, but Terry Crews just sitting there. But like Terry Crews never has a shirt on throughout the entire movie,
Okay.
and every time he's talking, he's flexing.
I like it. But like he's definitely wearing slacks. Like he's dressed up
like he's
from the bottom down
it to the
to
nines,
right?
but the top he's just like. And then he wrestles that way too. Like when he's teaching us, he wrestles on like fucking slacks and
Just always
loafers.
saying, when you got a body like this, you don't need to wear a shirt, boy.
But yeah, that's my movie. I don't know what I would name it though. I guess like half Nelson,
Yes.
wrist
Full
in half. Remember
Wrist
when
in
they
half?
were, yeah,
Sprawl.
sprawl. Michael messed up his sprawls. Now we all got to do 50 more. The movie.
T or T. Oh, we could. This summer, coming to you live from the wrestling mat of Cheyenne High School. One man, one director, Adam Sandler. And what was the other director's name?
Christopher
You sound like
Nolan.
Heath Ledger.
Adam
Joker.
Sandler and Christopher Nolan direct Half Nelson.
That's
And then
pretty
it's
good.
just like a cut of like Tito Ortiz,
But like Tito Ortiz, like just slamming the absolute shit out of somebody.
like Ken Jeong, like just lifting
Yeah,
him up,
But doing something like not even legal, like doing like a what did the rock bottom? He just rock bottoms the fuck out of
rock
somebody.
bottoms, Half Nelsons. Will he win it all?
Cutting weight, throwing up at practice.
Side effects this summer.
That's my movie.
I love it.
I like it. I love cutting off and then having Tito Ortiz.
But like
That's awesome.
But like Matthew puts the singlet on, it's the same color, and the other dude's like a much different color, so you can't get him confused. And then it's just Tito Ortiz just sitting there.
yeah,
I-
it's funny.
I
It's
see
like
it.
your version of what happened
Yeah.
in all its glory.
Well, everybody, those are our movies. We hope you enjoyed hearing about how good yet terrible we are at writing films.
Yes, I think by this time next year, we should have one script written between the three of us.
Pieced together.
Yes.
Piece together, yeah. Well, if you guys have your own movie ideas, or if you want to tell us how terrible ours are, you can find us. Well, I guess find us. You can email us at lukewarmcinemapodcast@gmail.com. We are on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram under the Lukewarm Cinema Podcast. And until next week, we'll see you guys later.
Yeah.